Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is a preview of decks that I may be trading or selling in late May this year. I'll probably do a part 1 and part 2 because I don't want to trade so many decks at once. So I also have my handmade runes in here too. I have made a couple of them for when we trim the hibiscus bush out in our backyard. So I have 2 hibiscus rune sets, and this one is the smaller set, which I really like. And these are sanitized and sanded because I didn't want my dogs to be too affected in case they got to the set. So the hibiscus wood is soft and it had a fragrant scent. It doesn't really have that anymore. And it's very light. So this might be a nice alternative for those who don't want stone runes. And this is the larger one. And for both of these, the runes are painted. So they are various sizes, but this is more of the larger variety compared to my other one. But whatever was from the branches is what I used. We didn't cut the whole thing down. So that will be for trade or sell. I do have 2 decks that are on a different tier that I'm still thinking about whether or not I would like to trade or sell them, just because I do love the imagery in the deck itself. There isn't much of a connection that I have with these decks. There's a little guidebook for the Sedona deck and Oracle cards. It's just one deck. And the cardstock is really the buttery, smooth cardstock. I feel like this would suit somebody that knows the area and the practice that this deck is based off of. So I'm not going to go too much into detail with this because this is a preview of what could be. And I wanted to do a preview because I did get a comment and I want to put some maybe to the side for like pending for May in case there are people that are really interested in the deck, so I don't have to post all of them at once, because I want to do essentially 2 parts. Then the other one is one that I love the imagery. It's one of my favorite imagery out of the decks, but it's, for me, it feels a little nice washed. I'm not saying that a deck can't be nice, but it doesn't really suit me. And it was mainly the Justice card in here, where I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to have as a Justice card, but I'll get into it once I open the deck. This is the Greenwich Tarot, but I would like to send it without the box if I am going to put it up for trade or sell. And this is the booklet. So I love the images. They're a little used, but I haven't really worked with this deck. Well, I've tried many times to connect with it, but there's just a little bit of reluctance. I may hold on to it to maybe connect with it in the future, because I have had decks like that where I eventually connected with them. This is my favorite card in the whole deck, and I love this Queen of Cups. I would have to say, if I didn't have my deck, this is my favorite Queen of Cups, which is one of the main reasons why I've held off from trading this deck. But it's the Justice card. It's one of my important cards because I'm a Libra. And with this, I'm feeling like it's a good phrase to have on it, with harm none. But connecting it with everyday experience, it doesn't correlate that well with me. Not saying I would go out of my way to harm somebody, but it seems like there is a bit of that really getting into the meaning of it. So these two were on my second tiers on really wondering if I'm going to put it up. And these are, well, the Sedona deck is a self-published one. The Greenwich Tarot is a mass-produced one. So I have a couple to talk about, so I'm going to move it along. I have two Lucy Cavendish decks. I've kept a couple of them that I really loved, but generally I don't really go for her decks that much, mainly with the artwork that's in this deck. There was the Faery Oracle too. It just seemed like, for example, I'll give an example. The Yamaya card doesn't speak to me in this deck because I do work with Yamaya. So the cards are amazing and I connect with the meanings of the cards, but this depiction of Yamaya isn't one that I would connect with her, because generally she is one that you would find in maybe Latin American or Afro-American type of religions, so or African religions. So I wouldn't really consider this a deck that I would connect with her with. But overall, I think that the meanings are nice. I also have the Fairy Tale Oracle here too, which I love the borders on here. They're really eye-catching for me, and they're fun, but I feel like with this, I feel like it would be a nice inner child deck. And I do have the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, the first edition, that has the artwork by Stephanie Beckett Griffith, and I feel like that's enough for me. It has like a bit of a darker type of childlike energy, which is something that I admire about it. But since it's something that I wouldn't normally go towards in terms of getting multiple decks of, I feel like that one deck is what, I'm sorry, I keep showing that, is enough for me. But it's like these cards that I love that make me think that maybe I shouldn't trade it, but or sell it, but the stories in it too aren't stories that I would relate to my childhood. A lot of them I've just read from the booklet. So I've said this a couple of times, but I'm almost done my Ogham deck, and I have this Celtic Tree Oracle that I liked using. This one has the pictures of the Oghams. And the book is nice. I liked reading from the book, but I don't need to hold on to it if I have my deck. I'm not really going to go into this one, but this is the influence of the Angels Tarot, which seems amazing, especially because of the presentation. But I have my two main angel decks that I work with, and a third one that I can do daily draws from. But I don't feel like I need other angel decks. This one is a self-published deck. It is on the cheaper side though, I feel like. So this is the Mary Day Tarot. And I feel like this is a great deck to read with, but I don't, I'd rather have different depictions for the Lovers and the Devil card, and they go together. So, oh, in the back, it also says Mary Day. I'm sorry, I'm not really showing the cards very well. I'm just looking at what I'm doing, but I love some of the depictions on the cards, but since the Lovers and the Devil card are so important to me, I don't read with it. So this is the Lovers card, and It has a similar format to the Ancestral Path Tarot, which is what I loved about it. Because there are different cultures for the suits. And this is similar to the Lover's card. It's a little different. So the cardstock is on the thinner side, but I don't mind the cardstock because it has a bit of a stiffness to it. Not too much. I got this as a used copy too. So whoever got it first, they wrote on it. Or dedicated the deck to them. I have one pip deck that I'm not sure if people would be interested in. I tend to not really read with pip decks. I have the system of the Tarot de Marseille, but I don't mind it because it's one that has more of a structure to it. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the Terror of the Dead. But the minors are pips. I'm not sure if people would be interested in this. So this might be not included in my trade or sell if the Doreen Virtue decks that I connect with, I'm keeping. This is one that I don't connect to that well because it seems like for the purpose of the cards, it's not something that I would really, or I have other decks that I could do this with, and it's the life purpose cards. So all my decks are used. And even the ones that I lightly used, I still have a bit of noticeable wear to it because I'm a pretty heavy shuffler. And it comes with the guidebook. I actually have decks that I'm a little unsure of because of them being modified. The Pagan Cats, I may change the color of the edging, but it's a blue. And to be honest, I wanted the deck that had the borders because the colors are intense. And I don't mind borders if I feel like it balances out the deck for me. But if there is somebody interested in it, then I can finish the edging off. I also have my smaller, well, original size Shadowscapes Tarot that I edged to in silver. I had to see if I have the guidebook for this. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my time. This is the Book of Shadows Tarot Volume 2 that I'm still considering. It could be on the tier list too, but I know I'm not using it. I love the imagery because it reminds me of older cartoons that I used to watch. But the main thing is that I got impatient with the edging, so I might have to hold on to this or put it in as an extra deck if I'm trading 2 decks for a reason. And then the last deck that there's potential of trading is my Easy Astrology Oracle cards, and I got this from a friend, but I have my other astrology deck that I love, so I don't need this one. This might be nice for people that are starting off with astrology. This is also worn in 2. But I would also recommend my deck that I have, the Astrology Oracle Black Moon Astrology cards, because I really love the guidebook for it too. So these decks will be for May. If there's any that point out to you, you can let me know and I can put them for pending for that month. So hopefully that was exciting for some of you guys. I'll see you in another video.